So today we are making a video on Manjaro Linux. So let's quickly boot it in a live boot. So this is the boot menu and these are all the options available. So this version is 24.0.4 and I choose the GNOME desktop environment. So I'm running it on a virtual machine which is a VMware with 60 GB of hard disk, 8 GB of RAM, and I have i5 1240p CPU. So it should take like a 2 or 3 minutes to load up the desktop layout. So I already made a videos of Manjaro 24.0 of every desktop environment. So if you want to check that out, their video is available in my channel. So already a video is available today, which is Nobara project 40. So I'll be posting 2 videos daily. So this one is Manjaro and the other video was Nobara 40. So the videos are already available in the channel. So if you want to check that out, you can check it out. So I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing any day. If you want, you can subscribe. So it's taking us still like a few more seconds. I'm going to stop talking right here and I'm going to say how much of time it consumes to load up the desktop layout. So here is the welcome screen of 24.0.4. Before starting the video, I'm going to say one thing that there will be some misspeaking and some mistakes by me. So try to ignore these things because I'm going to keep a video as raw as possible for giving the best content. So there will be some misspeaking, so try to ignore all those things. So let's get back to the video by changing the display resolution first. And here is the welcome screen. Let's first open the system monitor and see how much of resources it's consuming. It should be in the system tools. Let's try to open the system monitor. So the welcome screen is here. So I didn't open any of the settings or anything. I just changed the display settings. So let's see how much of resources it's consuming. So in the beginning of the boot up, these are all the resources. So this much of resources it consumes. So here is the CPU and RAM. It's consuming 1.5 GB. Here is my file system. And let's put the resources and let's check the about system monitor. So you get the 46.0, which is latest desktop environment from GNOME. So we need to run like a minute or 60 seconds to get the stable graph of a CPU. So if the graph is going under like this much, so the graph is pretty much stable and the CPU is not having any issues. So sometimes there will be a high peak, low peak. So that's the reason you can judge by running like 60 seconds. So the CPU is pretty much stable. So in the beginning it is pretty much common because when we open the system monitor, these are all the same things which will happen. That's the reason you need to run like 60 seconds to see whether the CPU is pretty much stable or not. In this case, everything is working properly. The graph is also pretty much stable. So I'm going to keep the system monitor in the right side corner so you can see all the changes throughout the video. So here are some release information and some things. So if you want the changes in the Manjaro 24.0.4, I'm going to provide everything in the description. So if you want, you can go check off all those release information directly from here by pausing the video, or you can just go to the official website and get all the information there. So here is the launch installer. First we need to go to the website. Here is the hello version. I'm not going to install right now because I'm going to do that later. Let me open the Firefox web browser to go to their official website. So let's open the Firefox web browser. So it will take like 20 seconds maximum to open the Firefox web browser. And the default web browser you see in every Linux distro is the Firefox. Let's check the version of the Firefox. So here is the Firefox version. So this is the latest version. So let's try to type in about support. So this will grab some distro information and the kernel you get is 6.9.9.1. So just pause the video and read everything. I'm not going to read everything because it's going to make a video lengthy. So just pause it and read everything on your own. Like some important information will be here. So the window protocol X11, desktop environment GNOME. So here is the monitor. Just pause the video and read everything. So you are getting everything here. So let's go to the home page. Let's even open the forum. So here is the website. So the ISO files I downloaded is from the SourceForge. I'm going to show that thing also. So here is the forum. You can go to the announcement and you can find the releases here. So the 24.0 is here. You can read everything for 24.0. So the point update right now is 0.04. So if you want that version, you need to get the information from the stable, unstable and testing updates, or else you can just check from my description. So here is some of the information. You can check it out right here. Let's try to open the stable updates, unstable updates and testing updates and see the announcement. So this one should be the update version also, 20 minutes ago, stable updates. So the ISO file was released a few hours ago, so you can just scroll it down and get the information from here also, or else you can go click on the stable update and the downloads will be available from there also. So for some reason it's taking a lot of time, I don't know why. So here is the information. So let me scroll it down. So these are all the changes and kernel version. Close it. Go to the other version, which is July, 1 day ago. You need to see the date and see all the changes. So this should be changes and the latest announcements 3 days ago. So let's go to the SourceForge now. Let me type in SourceForge. Click on the link, or else you can just go to the sourceforge.net, type in Manjaro. You should be getting the Manjaro Linux. So it's not the right link, but I'm going to show you the right thing. Let's search it again. Let's go up and try to search the Manjaro Linux. Manjaro. Let's go to the home page. Manjaro Linux. So this should be the link. So here you should be seeing all the changes or the version, which is 24.0.4. Just search for this date and the version in the forums. You should be getting the changes from that specific version, or else you can just search my description in my channel. You should be getting all the information. So the most downloaded version is the GNOME desktop environment. The next one is the KDE and the Xfce. So I downloaded the GNOME version, so that's the reason. Let's go to the 24.04 and the ISO file will be available right here. So let's change it to size, and you should be seeing the full version, which is 6.9 kernel, and the minimal. So just check the date and the ISO files are right here. So you get the 4 ISO files, which is 6.9. Here is the minimal, and here is the 6.6 kernel version and the 6.1 kernel. So to try to find the best version here and try to download according to your wish. So I'm going to close it. Let's open the terminal and try to put some commands and get some information from here. So let's type in inxi, and here is my CPU, which is i5 1240p kernel version 6.9.9, and the storage. So these are some of the information. Before that, let's check the version of the terminal. Let me type in another command, inxa-b. So I'm not going to read everything, just pause the video and read everything on your own. inxa-F. Let me try to change the color so you can see everything properly. Preference, Manjaro, let's try to choose the color. So globally general, theme variant, light style, so it should be good. So here is some of the information, just pause the video and read everything. Let me type in another command, inxa-G. So it's going to show all those things. So let's try the NeoFetch. So NeoFetch is not installed, so you want to install, you can do that on your own. I'm going to open another command, cat /etc/issue. So here is the user and password for the live boot. Let me type in inxa-sv8 and hit enter. So you get all the distro information right in front of you. So just pause the video and read everything. So like graphics, Bluetooth, everything will be available right in front of you. So you can judge, you can check all the versions changed from the previous version directly from here. So there will be some application updates also. I'm going to show you that also. Let me open the applications. So let's first let's try to do a stress test by opening all the applications. So the basically stress test is in my channel is like opening applications, like a bit of resource consuming applications, to see whether this Linux distro will handle the day-to-day task. So this test is for just for the normal user. A normal user will be opening like a 5 to 6 applications. You should be watching videos and you should be editing some photos and all those things. So that's the reason to see whether this distro will handle day-to-day task, I will be opening like a 15 to 20 applications and see whether this distro will handle all those stress. So let's try to open a bit of resource consuming applications. So under the accessories, let's open tweaks. Let's try to open like a bit of resource consuming applications. So in the GNOME version you don't get anything. So basically you don't get bloatware applications in the Manjaro Linux, so that's a good thing. So we need to have like a Inkscape, Blender, GIMP and some Kdenlive, Krita. So these are all the applications which consumes a bit of resources. So we can judge on that applications whether this distro will handle stress test or whether this distro will handle day-to-day task. So if we find any lag or any crashes or any pop-up or any errors, anything like that, we can judge whether to use this Linux distro or not, or the specific version of that Linux distro. So that's the meaning of stress test. Don't judge only on the stress test, you need to judge on the whether the ISO file is stable and the system resources is consuming a lot or not. So you need to consider all those things and judge whether to use that specific version or the specific Linux distro. So let's try to open some applications. So we pretty much opened all the applications. So let's see what else we have here. So you don't get the LibreOffice layout switcher. So I think we are pretty good with the applications. Let's go to the system monitor and see how much of resources it's consuming. So it's consuming like a 3.5 GB and cache is 3.5 GB. CPU went up to 90% because the applications are opening in the background. So that's the reason the CPU is consuming a lot of resources. So when every application is opened, you should be seeing the graph of a CPU will be going down. So right now these are all the process running right now. So if you have like a 2 GB of RAM, I don't think it will be running good on the 2 GB of RAM, because the Manjaro Linux should be having like a maybe 4 GB of RAM. So it's 2024, you need to have at least a 4 GB of RAM and the CPU of i3 or i5. Maybe if you have like a dual core, you should be having like a 7th gen or 8th gen CPUs, so it should be good. But if you have like a old end PC or the low end PC, it should be I don't think it should be working properly on the low end PC. But try to find the system requirements of Manjaro Linux in their official website, or maybe searching in the Google, you should be getting. So if you have like a 1 GB or 2 GB of RAM, I don't think it will be working properly. And but if you still want to try it, you can go with the Xfce desktop environment. It should be working properly. And try to choose other bit of a lightweight desktop environments. So you should be good with it. Desktop environment, don't go with the GNOME version. It's going to consume a bit of high resources than the other desktop environment. So CPU is almost like this. Process I already showed you. So let's try to switch the applications. So everything you can see here, we can switch the applications easily without any lag. And try to understand that I have like a 8 GB of RAM and my CPU is i5 1240p. It's pretty much latest, so because of the latest CPUs and RAM, maybe it should be working properly, and I don't know how it works on the low end PC. So that's the reason you need to judge the Linux distro on your own. Don't judge by watching this video, because I have 8 GB of RAM and I have like a i5 1240p, so it's a bit of latest version or the latest specs. So it's working properly on my PC. I don't know how it works on your PC. So try to test in the live boot and then go with the installation if you want. So try to test the other desktop environment instead of the GNOME version or the GNOME desktop environment. So let's check the tweaks. So the version you get is 46.1. Here are some customization. If you want, you can customize. Appearance, here are the cursors, icons, shell, legacy applications. So these are all the customization things. Mouse and touchpad, keyboard, Windows, and some startup applications. Let's close it. So here are all the applications which is available. Here are the installed version. So try to scroll it and get all the installed version information if you want. Let's try to scroll it down. So you have a lot of applications pre-installed. Let's scroll it. So there are still going right now, and it's completed. So let's check the updates. So you have everything up to date in the 24.0.4 version. So because the ISO file was released few hours ago, so that's the reason you get everything up to date. So here is the preference. Customize according to your wish. Let's close the App Store. Let's check the Thunderbird version. So it's a Supernova, I guess. You get the 115. Let me close the Thunderbird. So you can switch the layout. Let me show you that later. Let's check the About Maps. This version. The File Manager. Let's check the About Files. 46.2. So you can go to customization and check all those things. Here is the file management or the file system. You can view, you can customize, you can change things. So these are all the customization things. So dynamic wallpaper. Let me close this one also. Browser, we already saw the browser version. So here is the installer. Let me show you the installer in a fast run through. Choose the language first, click on next. Location, you can choose the drop down menu or the pointer on the map. The system languages will be set to American English, United States, customize according to your wish if you want. The numbers and date locales will be set to American English, United States. If you want, you can customize by scrolling down and up. Click on next. Your keyboard, choose the keyboard. Choose the language variants. If you want, you can type here to test your keyboard. Click on next. You should be seeing two options, which is erase disk and manual partitioning. So I'm going to give you a short answer to be easily understood. So erase disk, first you need to choose your hard disk here. If you have multiple hard disks, choose the specific hard disk where you want to install the Manjaro Linux. So erase disk is like it's going to delete everything and it's going to erase everything. If you have the current operating system, it's going to erase that thing and it's going to install the Manjaro Linux. So you need to know how to install the Linux distro on the hard disk or a virtual disk. You need to watch tutorials in the YouTube. I already made a lot of videos, but I don't know in which specific video I installed the Linux distro on the hard disk or a virtual disk, because I made like a 3000 videos of Linux distros. So it's pretty much very hard to find in which Linux distro I did that. So that's the reason you should be watching others video, and my videos will be way lengthy, so it's better to watch short videos like 3-4 minutes. So my videos will be 20 or 30 minutes video because I will be covering everything. So that's the reason it is like a 30 minutes or 20 minutes video. So check other videos to find out how to install the Linux distro on the hard disk or a virtual disk. So in a erase disk, you should be seeing these options. And the manual partitioning is like you need to create a partition before checking this option. So the option will help you to get dual boot options. So you should be having the current operating system and you should be getting the Manjaro Linux installed on that partition. So you should be getting dual operating system or two operating systems. So that's the meaning of manual partitioning. And the single boot option, which is erase disk option. So try to not to choose the erase disk option because if you have anything in the hard disk or anything, so you should be emptied all those things before installing this option. So always choose the empty hard disk and try to erase disk choosing this option. So never save anything while choosing this option. Keep it empty, so it's going to erase everything. So the encrypt system, you need to provide the password. If you want to encrypt system, you need to provide the password in both the boxes, which should be same. If you don't want, just uncheck this option. And let's go to the next option, which is bootloader location. You should be seeing the default option and the do not install or bootloader location. So you can do that later if you want. So after choosing next, you need to provide your username. Let me try to put some random things. 9to5 Linux. If everything is going good, you should be seeing tick mark. So what name do you want to use to log in? Let me try to put the numbers. When you put the numbers, it says you need to use the alphabets. Let me put this one, and the computer name 9to5 Linux. So if everything is going good, you should be seeing like a tick mark or a correct mark. For the password, I'm going to choose the simple password. Try to write down the password in the book or choose the note-taking apps for in the phones or anything like that. So log in automatically without asking for the password. If you want, check this option. Use the same password for the administrator account, or else you can type different password, or else you can choose the same password like this one. So if everything is good, you should be seeing tick mark like this. So here you should having the office suite option. If you want no office suite, choose the no office suite. If you want LibreOffice, you can choose LibreOffice. If you want free office, go with whatever you want. So after clicking on next, you should be seeing a summary of whatever you choose in the previous installation steps. Everything will be here. So if everything is going good, click on install. If anything is wrong, just go back and try to fix everything. So the installation will take like a 20 to 25 minutes, depends on the PC and depends on the ISO file, whether it's a beta version, development version, or the standard or the stable ISO file. So if you downloaded the beta version or the development version, sometimes the installation will be failing or the errors will pop up sometimes. So it's not every time. In rare cases it should be happening like that. In the stable ISO file you shouldn't be facing any of the issues. Maybe in some cases some errors. So it will be rare. So that's the installation process. You should be getting the ISO file or the Manjaro Linux installed on the virtual disk or the whatever disk you choose. So I'm not going to install because I need to make another video. So here is the layout switcher. Let's first check the extensions. So you can customize your extensions according to your wish. Let's try to switch the layout now. So this is the default now. Let me choose this one. Click on apply. So it's going to apply this layout. Here is the settings. You can customize. So these are all the same things you see in every Manjaro Linux. So if you want the 24 version, there is already a video in my channel. You can check those videos before checking this video. So we pretty much covered everything, so I don't think there is anything left here. So let's go to the settings and end the video. Let's check some settings. Here is the toolbox for kernel. Here are some of the information. Let's see the accessories. You get these accessories. Open extensions. Let me close this. So here are package manager. Let me open settings. Let's see settings and end the video. So network, Bluetooth, displays. So it will take a bit of time for the appearance. So the wallpapers will be loaded. So I'm going to choose these wallpapers and I'm going to choose the default, which will be light version or the light color. So it should take a few seconds. And here we have apps, system. Let's check about. So I need to show all these things before, but I forgot to show. But we almost shown everything in the kernel or the terminal version. So I typed all those commands to get every specific information. So here is the about. So privacy and security. And here is some mouse and touchpad settings. So we pretty much covered everything. And at the end of the video, these are all the resources. And these are all the process running right now. Here is the file system, resources. Let's log out screen. Let's see the logout screen and end the video. So if you want to check other video, there is already videos available in my channel. You can check the videos, which is Nobara 40 KDE Plasma themed version. So I will be posting 2 videos. So if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. So here is our logout screen. And thanks for watching. Peace out. Let me shut it down.